Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dylan Ricker, and before we start, I do want to apologize to you guys because I haven't been uploading twice a week. I was pretty ill last week, and yeah, no excuses. I'll be posting twice a week from now on, I promise. Now, let's get into this video, guys. Now, you might be a little bit confused. You might be thinking to yourself, well, Dylan, aren't you a young man? And absolutely I am. I am 22 years old. I'm still very young. But if I could go back and talk to my 18-year-old self, these would be the 5 things that I would tell him. I hope you find these 5 things interesting. I hope you find them useful. And if you do, consider subscribing, liking the video, as it helps me out a lot. And without further ado, guys, let's get into the video. The first thing I would tell him to be at peace of where you are today. Now, what do I mean by this? I'll kind of use an example here so it kind of paints the picture for you guys. So I started playing soccer at a very young age of 3. And at about 13 years old, I started playing at very high levels. I was traveling all over the country, playing all these cool tournaments, and playing against all these famous teams. And I told myself, hey, by 18 years old, I'll be playing in the MLS, or aka professional soccer. And obviously, due to many reasons, 18 years old came by and I was not a professional. And I had to move on from soccer. So I started my businesses, I started e-commerce, started learning how to trade stocks. And I told myself that by 22 years old, I would be a millionaire. I'm now 22 and I'm doing much, much better than most 22-year-olds, but I'm not a millionaire. And what I'm trying to get to here, guys, is that having an ambition is a blessing, but it's also a curse, because it's a blessing as you do much, much better than many people. But it's also a curse as sometimes you set out these crazy goals that you just will not accomplish. And when you don't accomplish them, it kind of bothers you. And it really did bother me for many, many years. And it was causing me not to have inner peace within myself. So the way I got over that was through my faith and my religion. Just getting up every day and thanking the Lord for all the blessings that I have now. Now, I'm very proud of myself of where I am today, but I'm not satisfied. I'm still going to continue to set out these crazy goals and ambitions, and I know it's going to get me very, very far, but knowing just to be proud of myself and being okay with where I am right now is absolutely crucial to your happiness. Now, I know some of you might not be religious, but finding a way that does that for you is super important. So that would be the first thing that I will tell him. Number 2 would be, do not chase females. Now, I know you guys are probably freaking out, but hear me out and let me explain. So a lot of my teenage years I spent chasing females. I spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of time on, just having females find me attractive. And if I could go back and take back that time and put it into my businesses or my hobbies, I'd be in a different spot right now. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having a healthy relationship and enjoying the company of a female. What I'm trying to get to is just not being consumed by it, which happened to me many, many times in many of my relationships. I believe right now at this age, a young man should focus on his purpose, on finding his purpose, and just making something of himself. I think that should be the main focus at this age. And you guys will see it's actually funny enough, because once you change into this mindset, you'll actually attract even more females, because females can sense that. And there's nothing more attractive than a man on a mission, than a man that has goals and will do anything to accomplish them. So that would be tip number 2. Tip number 3 would be finding a healthy balance. Now, this happened to me in my early college years. I started partying way too much. I was going out all the time, and obviously I kind of matured and got over it. But if I could have found that healthy balance way earlier, I could have accomplished a lot more by now. And it could be vice versa as well. You know, I have a friend that actually works so much that it's hard for him to say yes on weekends just to go out to see a movie or just to go and get dinner. And it's just as important to be able to wind down and relax so you can be ready to go when it's work time, you know. Burning out is a real thing, and it happens to many. So finding that balance, whether you're partying too much or whether you're working too much, finding times to give yourself a break or put yourself to work, you know, depending on your situation, like I said. But that's one thing that I would tell myself if I was younger. Try to find that balance as quickly as you can, and it'll do wonders for you. Tip number 4, focus on your friend group. Now, I know we've all heard this before. It is true. You are who you surround yourself with. Now, I'm really thankful, especially this year. I am with a bunch of roommates that have super crazy ambitions. You know, one of my roommates has a business. The other one just got his insurance license, and they wake up at the same time. They all work out, and what I'm trying to get to here is they inspire me to grow as a person. They inspire me to wake up early. They inspire me to go work out, to improve myself, and that's what I'm trying to get to here, guys. You should surround yourself with people that do that for you. Now, if you're with a bunch of friends that are, you know, kind of pulling you down, think about it. It's really not worth it. And I know when I was younger, I surrounded myself with people that I shouldn't. But yeah, I'm in a great place now. I'll focus on the group that you surround yourself with. And tip number 5, the last one on my list, would be to do things that build character. Now, this is something that I've actually done pretty successfully throughout my life. You know, people ask me, why do I box? And it's because it builds character. I mean, that's a sport where you have to be physically fit, you have to be mentally strong, you have to be in A+ manner in every single aspect. Because if you're not, there's somebody that's trying to hurt you. And that's what I mean, guys, just putting yourself in situations that really challenge you and that are difficult, because it builds character. And what that does is when life throws you really hard things, you'll be able to react in a manner that's logical and at best interest for yourself. As where if you never challenge yourself, you kind of be lost, and you'll probably do the wrong thing when these really hard situations present themselves. So building of character, challenging yourself, whether it's in a sport or whether it's in a mental aspect, it doesn't matter. Just anything that just kind of builds that inner strength that will allow you to surpass certain situations that life throws at you. Now, those were my 5 things, guys. I hope you found them useful and helpful. And if you did, consider subscribing, hit that notification to get notified every time that I post. Drop a like button, it really helps me out, guys. Comment down below for any future video suggestions, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week.